Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, and today I have wonderful news. You see, it turns out that the Pokemon trading card game is officially the best game in the world. Okay, maybe I am ever so slightly exaggerating here, but it did just win Game of the Year at the Toy Association Toy of the Year Awards, and as far as I'm concerned, that makes it the best game in the world. Although, I'm going to be honest with you here, we do need to do a little bit of explaining to talk about what this actually is. Because, of course, the Pokemon trading card game isn't a game that launched in 2020. Nor is it a board game. It is a trading card game. But the good news is, ladies and gentlemen, we did get last year the Pokemon trading card game Battle Academy. And the Battle Academy is awesome. And essentially, this is what won the Toy Association's Game of the Year, specifically the Battle Academy product. And I've said this before, I've covered this a little bit on this channel. If you want to start learning the Pokemon trading card game, if you want to experience what the game is like, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, great news, ladies and gentlemen. You can absolutely do that with Battle Academy. By the way, on my other channel, that being Wassy Plays, I do talk about a whole bunch of other card games, and I love those games. You will never hear me on this particular channel talk about a game that I don't love, but I will say nothing beats the Pokemon trading card game. It is a wonderful thing. It, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, runs my life. This is basically my job now, which is weird. So, what is the Toy Association? Well, the Toy Association, according to their own website, and you always got to be a little bit careful here, but basically they were founded in 1916. They're a not-for-profit trade association representing all businesses that design, produce, license, and deliver toys and youth entertainment products for kids of all ages. They apparently have 950 plus members and drive the annual $27 billion US toy market. So, yeah, probably the kind of people that know a little bit about this, I think is probably fair to say. When we say trade association, essentially what this is something for, well, the trade, the business. So if you're a consumer, someone who just buys toys, you'll have nothing to do with a toy association. But if you are a toy shop or a toy seller, etc., you may well have a bunch of stuff to do with the toy association. So yeah, Toy Association. They seem, I'm going to be honest with you, kind of a little bit legit. So what is it about Battle Academy that makes it such a gosh darn good game? Well, what it basically is little more than 3 Pokemon TCG decks all housed in one box with essentially a board to make it play more like a board game and less like a trading card game. And when I say this, I don't say this with anything other than respect and admiration for the product. When I say little more, I mean that as a compliment. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, trading card games, they're intimidating. A lot of people have asked me over the past couple of years, Wassy, you seem to be covering every new trading card game that comes out. Why are you not covering Magic the Gathering? Why don't you play Magic? And the answer is extremely simple. Where do I start with Magic? How do I possibly get to the level of knowledge that I think I need to cover Magic in a reasonable time frame? How do you even get good at Magic in a reasonable time frame? The answer is I don't really know. Because Magic has been going for many years. I consider myself a little bit of an expert on the Pokemon trading card game, and I know that sounds a little bit big-headed, but do bear in mind I basically spend about 8 hours a day making videos on the Pokemon trading card game, so let's just say I've been doing this for a long time. I've been playing for well over about a decade, over a decade. And my research at this stage is basically exhaustive. But it's taken me years and years to get to this stage. I get questions very regularly from people basically saying, Wossy, I would like to play the Pokemon trading card game. Where do I start? Incidentally, I did do a video about this. If you really want to get into the TCG as a whole, I did do a video about this. I will link it in the description. But essentially, it's a very difficult thing to actually do to get into a trading card game. So we end up with products like this. And products like this are absolutely wonderful. You get a deck based around Charizard, who is, of course, the Pokemon. A deck based around Raichu, although we use Pikachu because Pikachu is the actual Pokemon. And a deck based around Mewtwo because Mewtwo is, of course, one of the other most popular Pokemon. They build these 3 decks that do revolve around the most popular Pokemon. They whack them in a box. They give a nice big board rather than a paper thing you might find in a theme deck. And you get essentially a board game version of the Pokemon trading card game. And it works kind of well. You'll notice there is a fire deck, a lightning deck, and a psychic deck, which means weakness basically doesn't become an issue. Of course, weakness means you hit for twice as much damage, and when you're playing 2 decks against each other and one of them is weak to the other, it kind of ruins the game a little bit. And don't get me wrong, right? When we're turning up to tournaments, we are trying to take advantage of weakness to give us an edge in the game. But if all you've got is 3 decks out of the box and it's a bit of a rock, paper, scissors thing, that's not fun to actually play. So one of the things that Battle Academy did very, very well is basically build 3 decks that ignore weakness to make it nice and fair. And it's not really for me to judge, but I have spoken to a bunch of people who have played with this, who are not long-term fans of the Pokemon trading card game, and they have said that as an introduction, it kind of works. And the decks do feel fairly, fair when put up against each other. And that is absolutely brilliant. Now, you do also get a nice shiny card for each of the decks. You either get a Mewtwo GX, a Raichu GX, or a Charizard GX. So you do get a nice shiny card to go with each deck. And if you're new to the game, and if you're playing it with kids to introduce them to the game, etc., that's actually really cool. It's really nice to just have something in there to make it a little bit more appealing, a little bit fancier. It's just a nice little touch that didn't need to be made, but it made the game look a bit cooler and a bit more appealing. Now, some of you might be thinking at this stage, well, Wossy, it's a set with a Charizard in. Surely this is going to be scalped. Nope. And this is hilarious because there are a bunch of people that you see on the Facebook groups who clearly went and bought a bunch of these expecting it to rise in value, and it hasn't. Not only is this a widely available product, but it's actually widely available for below the recommended retail price. It's pretty easy. I mean, I'm looking around here. I can find this in the UK delivered with free delivery for like $17.50 brand new. And there are a bunch of people that are trying to list the Charizard on eBay, but why? No one's going to buy that. It's a very cheap, widely available product, and that is absolutely wonderful. Now, if you are a long-term Pokemon TCG collector, there are actually a couple of little things that are kind of interesting here. You do have different set symbols here, so little silhouette set symbols like we've seen in some little products in the past, and there are actually 2 or 3, depending how you look at it, exclusive cards. So there is a Black Star promo of Alolan Raichu, or what was, I should say, once a Black Star promo of Alolan Raichu that was only ever released as a holo, which is a non-holo in this particular set. And there is a non-holo version of the Dragon Majesty Charizard, which again was printed in Dragon Majesty and was only ever printed as a holo. And this actually has an extra little layer of intrigue here, because there's cards like this from Dragon Majesty and the GXs, which came in Hidden Fates, which were only available in those sets. And remember, they were special extra sets, not main sets, so you couldn't just go and buy booster packs of them. You had to go and buy special products with them in. And these are actually being reprinted in these particular decks, which I find personally rather interesting indeed. Was this deserving of Game of the Year? It's very difficult for me to judge this product, purely because I'm kind of in too deep. This product is not designed for people like me. This product is designed for people that either used to play and want to get back into it, or want to see what it's all about, or have played but want just free decks so they can play kind of round robin with their family or friends or whatever. It's not for long-time nerd fans like me, which incidentally is fine. There are a bunch of Pokemon products for plenty for nerd fans like me. But the people I've spoken to that have played this speak very highly of it. And at the end of the day, even though I'm not really in a great position to judge whether it was in fact the Game of the Year, plus I don't really know what the judging criteria was for the Toy Association, what I can say is I am delighted about this, because once again it is more eyes on the Pokemon TCG and a bit more pub for a game that I absolutely love. So Toy Association, thank you very much. This is awesome. When I say thank you very much, I'm not like accepting the award on their behalf. I'm just saying I love this game and I love that you're giving it a bit of publicity. Although congratulations to the team involved in creating this product, whoever they were. It seems like it's been a pretty rousing success, which is frankly wonderful. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's over to you guys. Have you picked this up? Have you played it? What do you think? Is it wonderful? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.